Hello, hello, hello. This is Adrienne Berg, and this is The Ageless Traveler. I think every episode is special, but this is the most special because this is an open invitation to all of my listeners and their friends and their family to come to Africa on a very extraordinary adventure. This is from Colette Tours, a 100-year-old company, one of the most prestigious in the United States, but catering to people from UK, New Zealand, Australia, all the folks that are listening to us right now. So don't hesitate. But first, I want to introduce you to the person who has really held my hand through planning this entire trip and getting the word out to you. His name is Gythe Haddad, and he's with Collette, and he's going to give us a real deep dive into what we're going to see. So thanks for being with us today, Gythe.
Adrienne, with an introduction like that, I wish I had you every time I walked into a room. That was fantastic. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, I have to tell you that you deserve it, and I want people to know how much caring is going on with regard to us in this first Ageless Traveler trip. So let's get started. Tell us, first of all, when we're going and where we're going, and give us a little taste of the itinerary of what we're going to see.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, we're going September 14th, and we finish on the 27th. This is 2025, so coming up soon.
Right.
And like you said, we're starting in Nairobi, and we're then going to be kind of going up to Mount Kenya, which is this beautiful dormant volcano. And then, of course, we're going to be doing several different game drives at all these different national reserves. And we're going to be seeing and checking off the list for the Big Five, Adrienne. The Big Five, if you're not familiar with what they are, it's the lions, the leopards, the rhinos, the elephants, and the buffalo. And you're going to see all of those as you're going out on these game drives. This is a tour really focused around these game drives, connecting with the animals and connecting with the wildlife, but also connecting with the people. And you have a lot of different opportunities on this trip to bond with the local tribes through breakfasts that they will cook for you. We also have several different opportunities where we give back to the community on this trip, whether that be through replanting some of the vegetation or supporting some foundations in this wonderful country. So there really is so much packed into this tour, and I'm excited to share it with you.
I must have seen 50 different safaris. It was overwhelming how much is being offered in Africa right now. This is the one that stood out from all the rest. One of those reasons was the ability to go to several different game drives, a lot of game drives during that 2-week period. And yet they're comfortable vans. There are times that you could make it, not going to knock you out. And yet you get that chance to fall in love with Africa. So tell us some of the animals that we might see and some of the reserves that we're going to see them on.
Absolutely. So again, the Big Five, you're going to see all of them on this trip. And actually, September is a wonderful time to go. This is the time when the wildebeest do their grand migration up through Tanzania into Kenya. And this is a great time to see them in the thousands. In addition to that, you're going to be seeing leopards, hyenas. You might see some actions of Mother Nature as well, with some predators hunting or some animals gathering around a pond and collecting water for the day. And there really is so much wildlife in this area, especially. So
it's one area where we could see up to 350 species of birds. So we also have our safari in the sky, which is a beautiful thing. Now, one of the things that did intrigue me, you mentioned it, but give us more detail, is this breakfast in the bush. We do have one great experience there.
Yes. So a big part of this trip is not just seeing the animals, but seeing the people that coexist with them. And so this is a wonderful opportunity to do so, where you're going to sit down with the local tribe and they're going to cook some wonderful food for you that they eat every single day. And they'll tell you about the rich history, and you'll watch them prepare it. And then you'll set out on a game drive right after. And I really don't know if there's a better way to experience Africa than like a local. So it's a really wonderful opportunity.
Right. And as you say, we begin right at the foot of a volcano. We also go to a beautiful lake. I think it's Nakuru. Tell us about the lake adventures that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So definitely around the lake, it's a wonderful spot for animals to come and take a load off after a long day running away from predators. So you'll see quite a few, especially in that area. You'll see a lot of birds, like you said, all different species. It has one of the largest collection of species, and the breadth that you'll see is just magnificent. So you definitely want to bring a good camera or something, make everyone at home feel jealous. You'll be seeing a lot of different kinds of animals at these different reserves.
Let me explain the difference between what I want to create on this trip and what you might find anywhere else. Number one, of course, is camaraderie. We're going to have pre and post trip Zooms together where we share our experiences and possibly even write something that's brand new, the first joint travel essay. This is just a few of the extra little salt and pepper that we add to any trip that's an Ageless Traveler trip, but this is our first one. So we're doing it with the greatest of enthusiasm. All right, let me get back to you guys now. You did mention a few times the importance for Colette Tours to bring people to the people, not just to the animals. So there is a day at a very low price, I think it was $190 for the room, to stay in Nairobi for a day before, which has been named an age-friendly city by the United Nations. We're going to see a great city of the world. But once we do get on our Colette tour and we have acclimated ourselves to our game drives, meeting the people, in addition for them cooking, what other experiences might we have to get closer to tribal culture?
Oh, so many. A couple that come to mind. One is that you're going to be doing what's called a sundowner. Sundowner is very traditional to these tribes, and you'll watch the sunset fall on the African savanna and you'll take a shot celebrating the wonderful adventure that you've had. We also go to Ocean Soul, which is a foundation that gives back to the local community by putting together these wonderful sculptures made from ocean debris. And you'll have a chance to maybe do some shopping there as well. And a lot of the proceeds go to actually just funding a lot of the activities of the local community. And so we do a lot of things that connect you with the people on this trip.
For a culture vulture like me who loves art, if you're looking on, you may not like my art, but you'll see I have a lot of it if you're looking at us on YouTube. The idea that this particular organization gives back not just by cleaning up the environment, but by creating art from that is just blows my mind. I think it's just so perfect for us as ageless travelers. I like that a lot. Let's take a look at one of those give backs, and that's the seed bowls. This is something I didn't find on any other safari. Tell us a little bit about the seed bowls. How does that work?
Yes. So yeah, the seed balls, they're a mix of seed, compost, soil. And this is actually how a lot of vegetation is planted, because there's so many animals in the area, they do tend to eat up a lot of the plants that are in the area. So you get the chance to throw back and give back to Mother Nature, and the tribes will provide you with those seed balls to do so.
Now, let's go back to food for a minute. So you talked about the fact that we may be eating native food, but in general, what can we expect from the accommodations and the cuisine?
Well, so all the accommodations are going to be 4.5 stars. So these are really, really nice accommodations. Some of them are bungalows. Even one of them, we stay on at the National Reserve. So it's the Shabu National Reserve, and you'll be staying in these beautiful bungalows. You'll be served breakfast in the morning so that you're not hungry when you have a full day adventure ahead of you. A lot of the meals are included.
Heaven forbid we should be hungry. Yes, go.
This is a very premium experience for sure, and especially in terms of what kind of accommodations we're staying at.
There is so much care, even in the way you sign up for this trip.
Yes.
You guys ask a lot of questions about how we want to stay healthy on the trip. Mm-hmm. I noticed that on your brochure. So explain how we can integrate our culinary restrictions with what you're doing.
Absolutely. So the best way to do that, when you're on the phone, please let us know. You also will have your tour manager reach out to you 2 to 3 weeks prior to departure, and you can ask them as many questions as you need so that they can make proper accommodations. So if there's something like that you need communicated to them, do let us know, and we'll work with you to make it possible.
Now, one of the things people may want to do is extend their trip. So let's talk about that. You have offered us a beautiful extension to this trip.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the wildebeest, especially when you're going in September, will be doing their great migration up Africa. So really if you're going to be in Africa, this is something you really don't want to miss. So we have an extension that goes to Tanzania, and it's at the tail end of the trip, and it extends it by just a few days. It's roughly 4 days, 4 nights. And you're going to be going to Arusha, Karatu, the Ngorongoro National Reserve Conservation Area, and the Serengeti National Park, all of which are just household names. And Tanzania is really the wildlife capital of the world. So
Yeah, and the other thing I want people to know that I researched and was surprised to find, there are many names in the great game parks of Africa that you may not want to go to because they are so crowded. You won't find that. You're going to find the great game parks of the world. Yes, they are, but not the ones that are over toured. And that's a wonderful thing. Now, let's go back again. Getting there. Our listeners are all over. I was very happy to see that we had a third or fourth salon member coming in from New Zealand today. So that's quite interesting. We have Australians, we have people from the UK and the USA, and Scandinavians as well. So you can all go on your own flight. You do not have to take a flight from Colette. However, those coming in from Los Angeles or other parts of the US should let us know because there is an airfare there from LA with round trip to the airport. And there's also round trip to and from the airport for some other locations in the United States. So let us know about that because that is possible for you as well. Am I right? So how do you work that?
Well, this is again a very premium experience. So we're going to be having sedans per airport. We'll have one pickup. They come to a central address within 100 miles from the airport, and we'll pick them up and take them to the airport. It includes transfers to their hotel in Nairobi, and then when they return, we'll have the sedan waiting for them to take them right back. So it is really a full cycle service that we're providing.
That's very beautiful. And that is also part of it too. I always say I love adventure, but I also like a good mattress. So this is the kind of thing where we get both. I also counted, I know this can sound picky, but when I looked at all the different safaris, I counted how many game drives were within a 2-week period. And believe it or not, I found one that had only 3 game drives in 2 weeks. I have no idea what they're going to do with the rest of their time. But boy, we have a lot of game drives. And at the same time, I found some others that did sound exhausting, and we will not be exhausting. So it's that perfect balance. Now, if you wanted to, and I always end this way, tell us the one thing that you would long to do again or see for yourself, the thing that really knocks you out about this trip, what would it be?
Gosh, that's a hard question, Adrienne. I think there's nothing really beats seeing Mount Kilimanjaro for the first time. And when you go to Amboseli National Park at the tail end of your Kenya portion of your trip, it ends it with a bang because you'll see all sorts of birds flying in the sky above you, backdrop by this towering mountain and all these different wildlife and animals just running about. That last national reserve is something you'll never forget.
Very, very beautiful. And I do want to mention and end with that this is an intergenerational trip. This trip is really appropriate if you have an older grandchild, a college-age kids, or your 21, 22-year-old who just started work but can still take a week or two off, a couple of weeks off. It's a wonderful thing for us to do. It's also a terrific friendship builder and a great experience for solo travelers who we will get together so that although there is a solo supplement, we can beat it by joining together and making new friends. So thank you very much. Now, everything is on our website, but there's also a lot of hand holding you may need, and there's a phone number. There, of course, you're going to see that right on our show notes. It's right in our website. You don't have to take it down now. Everybody knows this is the Ageless Traveler trip. As soon as you call that number and as soon as you use the code and you say it's Ageless Traveler, you'll get the best of service. And this is terrific. And Gythe himself is going to be able to answer any questions you send to me. So don't forget to send them to me on fanlist.com/ageless traveler. You'll see that in the show notes as well. You can either send me a text or a free voicemail, and I go right to the source and answer your questions. Okay. So I want to thank you very much for being here. And I know that you are providing us with lots of pictures.
Yes.
So that we will be putting them, for those of you listening on audio, you'll also see our YouTube link on the show notes so that you can go and actually see the pictures of some of these things that we've been talking about today.
Yes.
So thank you so much, guys. This is just the beginning.
Yes, just the beginning. Thank you, Adrienne.
For everybody else, never stop traveling.